Hello. I'm here with some dry laundry. It's all the clothes I had with me on our trip to Scandinavia that are now washed and cleaned. I'm gonna put them away into my wardrobe. So in this video today, I want to share some thoughts and things I've realized while traveling and coming back. I want to talk about my wardrobe, about some changes I want to make, about my knitting business, about things that have been bothering me, just like an update on a few things. Honestly, how I've been, what I want to change, what I'm happy and unhappy with. And the first thing I'm going to do is, fold some laundry. So as you might know from my past videos, I'm so happy for the trip we were on, and it was really amazing. And I did come home a bit refreshed, not like 100%, because I just took work with me and because traveling itself is also exhausting in its own way. But I do have a bit of new energy. I am excited for what's coming, and now there are just a few changes that I want to make, or a few things that I realized that I need to adjust for me to be truly happy, or to find more so a better balance with minimalism, because that's ultimately what I really want to try to do. I don't want to be an extreme minimalist. I don't want to be extreme in some way to push myself to the edge, but I want to find a balance that's good for me, good for the environment, and just helps me live a content life in the long run, which also sometimes means taking a step back from minimalism in its true form, or how it might seem when we talk about these items and the number of items we own. So I said I also want to talk about my wardrobe, and the thing is, whenever I'm traveling, I have a very limited wardrobe with me, and that's fine and that's beautiful, and I'm absolutely happy with having a restricted amount of clothes. And I also don't want to have more outfits or more different things. But I want to be really honest with you here. During the past few years, I've decluttered many sweaters and changed the sweaters in my wardrobe. And sometimes it was a good decision, and I'm happy I did it. And with one sweater in particular, I really regret it. It was a green wool sweater. It's not that bad, but it's still sometimes now I would actually like to wear that sweater. But with two other sweaters that I have decluttered, one in early 2021 and one in early 2022. I actually still have them in my house. And now I took them out again, and I show you. It's these two. And if you have watched my videos for a long time, you maybe remember this sweater. I knitted it myself from wool that my grandma dyed and maybe also spun. And so it just kind of means a lot to me, because it's the first, it's the second sweater I've knit, but it's the first sweater that really worked out and then I got some wear out of. I thought it's too bulky, it's too scratchy, it's not fashionable enough, but somehow I just could not find a situation where I actually want to give this to somebody else. I could not find, I was just maybe too attached to it, maybe too, I just didn't want to bring it to a clothing swap, and then if nobody picks it up, then it ends up in the landfill. And so I have kept it until now, and it's still in my house, and this is the other sweater. This is an old Organic Basics sweater, and if you followed Organic Basics recently, it now has a new not sustainable owner, so I don't really see myself partnering with them again in the future, only if they can really convince me that they learn from their mistakes, that they try to make everything better and are a really sustainable brand still, but I'm not sure. I don't think so. But this is a great sweater, and I decluttered it because I didn't think it's perfect, but now I think I still enjoy wearing it. And especially I didn't really like it on myself when I had really short hair, but now that my hair is a bit longer again, I think it looks better on me again. So I still have these two sweaters, and I have been debating about bringing them back into my wardrobe. The minimum number of sweaters I need is 3. With 3 sweaters, my life works. I have a sweater to wear every single day. It works out. So I already have 6, which is 3 more than I need. And now I'm debating bringing 2 more into my life, back into my life. And also I have another sweater in mind I'd really like to own, from Colorful Standard, the brand that made this sweater. And honestly, there's 2 things. On one hand, I'm questioning why I want to have so many sweaters. It's really unnecessary and I don't need it. But it's okay if I want things, and it's okay if I have things that I don't absolutely need. And that's also the purpose of like my minimalism journey during the past year especially. So I wanted to also tell you about another YouTube channel, and she's called Natalie Cobra, and I'm gonna link you the YouTube channel down below as well as here in the cards. And she is like a small channel, and she's taking a minimalism break. So she was like kind of a hardcore minimalist back for a few years. And now, since 9 months, she is taking a break from minimalism and allowing herself to buy everything she wants, to have everything she wants, to act like she has never heard of minimalism before, kind of. Now, I would not choose her exact route, but she really makes me think. So a lot of her content that she shares and the things she buys and the thoughts she has and shares really makes me think and question the whole, like, not like minimalism itself. I'm like very confidently a person that is intentional with what they own. But, you know, I'm looking for this balance, as I like said many times. But it still just makes me think, and I think it could be interesting for you. And there's like no real reason to not allow yourself to have things you want. So, and I have these sweaters in my home, and I kind of want to have them in my wardrobe. And yes, I'm not gonna get that much wear out of every single individual sweater if I have like 9 of them. So that's what I've been thinking about. And now let me show you my wardrobe and like the problems that this decision kind of causes. As most of you already know, I keep my wardrobe in this one top drawer. So here is all the clothes that are like part of my actual wardrobe. I already outsourced like some outerwear into this second drawer here. Here, like it's the winter stuff at the moment. And I have my shoes at the entrance of our apartment and also my rain jacket. But if I want to have more sweaters, they really wouldn't fit into this drawer with all the other stuff. And now my dilemma is that I really like having this one drawer wardrobe because I can see everything at once. And so I just haven't figured out a solution. And all the other drawers are filled with wool, which brings me to like the next thing. For a long time during the past few years, I had like a very limited amount of stuff, and I had hobbies that don't require a lot of stuff. I have like work that doesn't require a lot of stuff. I had all of my stuff in like 2 drawers. I even like, you know, didn't have a desk to have everything in one place. But also in the like end of last year, I decided to give this knitting business idea a chance. And I bought a lot of wool to knit things out of. I knit a bunch of things out of. And this knitting business, like I was really into knitting, and I enjoyed knitting so much. And back then I already like said, I'm just gonna give it a try. I cannot know how I will feel about this in a year's time or in 6 months. I have a bunch of wool, and I also get some orders, and I'm really happy about that, and I'm happy knitting them. But on one hand, it's not the same creative job to fulfill an order than to just knit what I feel like, obviously, but that's also really fine. And the other thing is that a lot of the orders I get are like, of course, custom pieces because that's what I offer. But then even if I have like so much wool, the wool that I need for this project is not in my drawers. So I have to buy extra wool, and if something is left over, I have even more wool. So I have to say I'm frustrated with the amount of wool I own, because even though it's like maybe not my personal things, because this is for this business, it's overwhelming because I own more wool than I own all of my other stuff. It makes it frustrating because as soon as I have like one more piece of wool, I now do not know where I should put it. I have a basket here that's full of wool. That's not an ideal storage for wool. I also have a basket in my living room that's also full of wool, and it's not ideal. Every like drawer I have filled with wool is overflowing. I can't really open it. And when we talk about the sweaters that I maybe want to have in my life again, then these should fit in one of these drawers, and it's like occupied with wool. So I think I need to change something. So there are like a few options. Closing down the knitting business, getting rid of all the wool, not really what I want to do. It's not so sustainable, and I'm not sure that's the right step to take. Then I also thought about like making packages out of the wool and offering maybe publishing them on my Instagram stories and saying like, hey, look, here's a package of blue wool. I'm gonna make a sweater out of it. you can like buy this package and tell me what kind of sweater you want. That might help me get rid of some of the stash. Just knit it up and give it away for free, or like that would be another option. The other option is like keeping it that way, which is kind of not an option for me. But there's also one really exciting thing, which is that I sold like my first item of my website. Now, I of course understand that everybody kind of wants to have their custom piece because they have like a vision of what kind of a piece they want to have. So they won't pick one of the pieces I already knit, but ask me to make the perfect one for them. That's also kind of the purpose of this business. But I still have like 7 items on my website that are for sale, and one of them just sold. I'll show you. It's actually one of my favorite pieces, if not my favorite piece, which is this subtle rib sweater that is made out of beautiful yarn that I spent a lot of time knitting and designing. And I am going to package it and send it to New Zealand. A box here. I'm gonna like package it nicely, and during the next few days I'm gonna bring it to like the post office. But that already like opens up a little bit of space in one of my drawers, which makes me happy. But yeah, now like autumn is coming and winter is starting, and then maybe more people would buy or want something, but also my capacity to make more things is kind of at its limit already. Because I have like 3 or 4 more things I need to knit, and I need to knit fast now, so I can't even really take a lot more orders now. I'm not sure what I want to do like in the end, but I just realized that like this, it doesn't work for me. I don't want to have such a huge stash. I can imagine like having sock wool and maybe just knitting socks and selling these. I can imagine like doing custom pieces and always looking for the wool like when I get the order. So I think let's try to make some space for the sweaters. And as you can see, this is wool that was sent to me to knit something. This is stuff I've knit that I might need to open up, but it doesn't fit in any drawer. Here we have the sweater I will like ship in the next few days. But yeah, the drawers don't really open because they're too full. And they're like filled, like there's just, it feels like there's not even a centimeter of space left. Maybe now, when the sweater is gone, it fits a little bit better. Yes. But it doesn't make me happy. I just really don't want to have like the 2 sweaters down below there, because then they're not really part of my wardrobe. But then I also don't really know which part of my wardrobe to like outsource to down below there. We'll try with the underwear, but this is just trial and error, so I have to see, and in a few weeks maybe I change my mind. And to be honest, I don't even really know if I want to wear these sweaters again. It's just that I didn't want to declutter them for good, and I think it's the right decision to give them another chance just to see. And if I really don't want to wear them, then maybe I can declutter them for good. But this in-between stage of me not really wanting to let go of them was just not something that was like helpful for the future. So I'm taking a step back and bringing them back into my wardrobe and see how I feel about that. But as you can see now, the obvious problem is that even less of the things fit into the drawer. So I really have to find a way to like kind of get some of the wool out of my house or store somewhere else. It's just a really not satisfying solution. But let me show you how my wardrobe looks right now. And as well, this is just like, a work in progress. Now I do have some extra space here, but I don't really want to fill that up with wool or like some weird half solution. And it's good, I think, if the wardrobe has a little bit of space if another piece does come into my wardrobe. So here are the pants as they were before. Here are like bras and underwear as they were before. But I also put my self-knitted socks in there because that's what I mostly wear. Then here we have all the sweaters, and this one is just here. Here are the tops. And then what I changed is like the rest of the socks that I barely wear, especially during winter. Then the winter stuff is still here. The hat now is in this one. Here are my books and old like diaries. And this is still like, it's just not nice to look at, but it doesn't fit in the drawer if like the lid is closed. So I'm like more satisfied with how the drawers look, I think, for now, but I'm really not satisfied how this looks. I mean, that's just not how I want this surface to look. and I'll just have to think about it a bit more, I think. So I will link my online shop down below. If there's the perfect piece for you, you can of course buy it, which makes me happy and gives some more space to the drawers. Other than that, thank you for watching. If you have tips or ideas, let me know. I know that's like just a problem when you're a minimalist, have limited space, and then suddenly have a bit more things again. I'm sure I'll figure it out. It's just like not a nice feeling to feel like I have not enough room for the things while knowing that I still don't really want to get rid of the things. You know, it's kind of the first time I'm experiencing this, which is also something that might happen sometimes. Thank you so much for watching. I still hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I am going to link you a Q&A here, and I think I talked about some very interesting things there that could be interesting to you as well, so I do hope to see you there, and otherwise I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!